You've wondered how to build a good team in Hero League? In this video we'll have a closer look at team compositions. Team compositions can have a huge impact on the outcome of a game, so knowing how to build a good team composition can help you climbing the ladder. But keep in mind that even a perfect composition isn't a free win if you don't play properly. Let's see how this video is structured. First we will look at the basic setup of a simple team composition that is good for most solo queue Hero League games. Then we'll have a short look at some higher level competitive games. And eventually I will answer the question what you should pick in a Hero League game. In solo queue Hero League you don't have too much time to communicate with your team about your team composition. That means you need to stick with a quite generic setup. If you want to have an effective composition, you should consider to have at least one tank, one support, and 2 damage dealers. There are other possible working compositions, but I recommend to stick with this pattern, unless you're a pre-made team and you know exactly what you're doing. So these are the 4 core components, but what's about the last position? There are many possibilities and it depends on your already selected heroes. Maybe you lack some damage, then go for another damage dealer. Or maybe you don't have enough crowd control, then pick a hero with crowd control. Maybe you're quite squishy, so you could pick a second warrior. Also offensive supports like Tassadar or Tyrande are good additions to the team. They can help your other support and still deal a good amount of damage. You can also look for some synergies in your team. Some heroes work really well together, especially if they have crowd control abilities that can be combined really nicely. Or if you have a damage dealer that deals great damage but is very vulnerable, then it's a good idea to have another hero that is very good at protecting other heroes. One major purpose of the draft node is the ability to counter specific picks. A simple example would be that someone picked Abathur, who is countered by stealth heroes like Nova or Zeratul. These stealth heroes could be countered by Tassadar with his Oracle ability that reveals all nearby enemy units. Since Heroes of the Storm is still quite new, there isn't a real and stable meta with only one way to go. The possibilities are huge and feel free to try something out. Okay, let's have a look at some competitive games and their team compositions. But keep in mind that these compositions might not work that great in solo queue games. In our first match we have a Valle, an Illidan, a Muradin, a Tyrande and a Rhaegar on one side. And on the other side we have Nazeebo, Thrall, Uther, Tassadar and Stitches. Both teams have a tank with a lot of health. Both have very strong healers and 2 damage dealers. And as I already mentioned, Tassadar and Tyrande are very good to complete the team. Both team compositions are quite usual. Our next match is a little more interesting. With ETC, Tyrande, Malfurion, Tassadar and Sergeant Hammer, we have not a single assassin in this team, but still a good composition that works. Sergeant Hammer can deal huge damage but is very vulnerable. But the rest of the team with 3 supports is able to protect this one damage dealer while they are able to add some more damage by themselves. The other team matches with my pattern, but the Azmodan is a quite interesting and rare pick, but still this is a team that could work. Now we have some basic idea how a team composition could look like. But there is one more problem. You probably don't own every single hero and you probably can't play all of them properly. Don't pick heroes you don't play really well just because it would fit perfectly into the team or because someone told you to do so. If you want to climb the ladder, then focus on your best heroes. Having a big hero pool is nice to fit better into the team compositions, but trust me, it's so much more effective to stay with just a few heroes. You can think about expanding your hero pool after you've mastered the others. And I don't mean play them at least 10 games so you know how they work. You'll really mean way more games so you can use the full potential of a hero. Even if you played a hero more than 100 or 200 games, you're still able to improve your playstyle of your hero. You will get a better feeling for that hero. You will know your exact potential. You will be able to tell if you have enough damage to kill that enemy hero, if you're able to survive, and how many health you will have left. You could also look for some guides for alternative talent builds and playstyles. Maybe you discover other good situational talent choices you didn't consider. If you're playing some unranked games, why not just try some new things? If you're more flexible with your hero, you don't even have to pick a hero that might fit a little better into your team. You could play your hero very well, but you can play with some adjustments to your talent build depending on the situation. There's so much more I could tell about talent choices, but this is another topic, and I will make another video about talent choices in the future. If you want to see future videos, consider to subscribe and look at some of the existing videos. The left one is about mercenary camps and how to use them correctly. And if you want to avoid throwing the game if you're ahead, then you should check out the video on the right.